So the next step, what's the catch? What are the hurdles? The role looks promising, it's an enterprising position, the career ladder looks good, the salary looks good. Now what's the catch? What could make it harder for us to become a BA? One key thing is the job descriptions are going to say that you need UML, use cases, structured analysis techniques, even if the company does not follow use case methodology or UML methodology, because having that knowledge for any analyst and having that in the back of the mind helps them perform requirement gathering and business analysis more efficiently. So even if the company is not adopted to UML or use cases yet, they would want that mindset from the BA that they can easily understand and make do with other areas that are presented to them, other methodologies that the company is currently working. They'll also want you to demonstrate working knowledge of BA practices. So you need to be able to practically state, this is how I would approach the problem. No one's going to ask you what is the use case, what is UML, what are the different techniques that you use. They're going to make it behavioral. So you need to demonstrate a working knowledge on your resume as well as at the interview. Tools, as we discussed earlier, these are just making it easier for us to adapt and do our job and document our findings in these different tools. It's not a substitute for a good analyst, a good analysis mind. Although the job descriptions are going to ask about all these tools, obviously, right? Any job description is going to have tons of tools, even if they don't have invested, even if they haven't invested in those tools, they are going to ask for tools experience from that, from these different areas: requirement management, business modeling, change management, and version control. So you'll need to be equipped with the right tools. You also need to be able to work with your developers quite easily. Object-oriented understanding, database, testing principles, because you need to talk the same language, right? Even if you're not a developer, you need to know how to understand the complexity in a certain proposal. You need to understand certain basics of web development, at least to have a conversation. If not, make it easier for you to be a better BA, right? So these are going to be some of the challenges. Now interviews are going to demand behavioral problem solving skills. You're going to have to explain, if I'm put in this position, this is how I will, this is my decision, this is how I would go about it. Because again, when it comes to common sense, everyone's going to have a common sense answer. But how do you think? How can you differentiate yourself? It comes from experience, it comes from formal learning. So that you use the right terminology, you use the right statements. It's very easy to spot the difference between someone who's trying to be a wannabe BA self-learned versus someone who's seasoned business analyst, who knows what they're talking about, who are immersed in all that knowledge that is available out there. You'll also have to show expertise in UML, business modeling. All these different diagrams, what does it mean? How do you represent a business process? They're not going to ask definitions, but you're going to have to talk to any interview question posed at you from the perspective of how it applies to your background, how it applies to your experience, how you could utilize that for that company's benefit. No one's hiring a BA for fun, right? They want their company, their project to be more successful than not having a BA. Best practices, industry experience relevant to BA. Again, you might have tons of retail experience, that's not sufficient. You need to tell them how it fits, how it helps a potential company from taking advantage of that broad skill set, broad experience that you possess. So these are going to be the challenges between now and a couple of months from now that you need to get over, and we will talk about how.